And so we talked about speed reading. Now, like you mentioned, comprehension is a big part of that because one thing kind of read the information, but you also need to be able to understand it. So, do you have any like tips you use, or what do you teach people to comprehend while they're speed reading?
What if I told you all you have to know is five things? Most people, when they read a complex book, a really thick book, say organic chemistry, law, medicine, marketing, sales, things that are very dense, they look at the book and say, how do I learn this? There's so much, I don't know where to begin. I don't know what I'm looking for. There's only five things you need to focus on to master a subject, and I'll tell you what they are. The first is vocabulary. About 80% of the new topic is the words. What words? They usually don't look the same. They're bolded, they're italic, they're underlined, they're in color. It might be the glossary. But the writer is drawing your attention to those words because they're specifics and very important. The second thing you need to learn are the names. Who's in the book? What did they do? George Washington's a good example. When you're 1 year old, you don't know who he is. You had to learn who he was in school at a very early age. The third thing you look for are any numbers, dates, statistics, and formula. They're not for decoration, they're there for a reason. The next thing, and particularly in nonfiction, most nonfiction books, especially textbooks, have subheadings and headings that demarcate the sections. This is a topic, this is a topic. What are the five takeaways in each section? The five big takeaways. And lastly, any questions and answers. Now, often, particularly in a textbook, the questions are at the end. So you read this 50-page chapter. Now there's 25 questions. You get to them when you're done. You don't remember any of the answers. You go back and have to look for them. What if you read those questions before you started to read? What are those questions telling you? These are the 25 things the person who's an expert who wrote the book wanted you to know when you were done, wanted you to prioritize. If you knew what they were before you started reading, you would consciously be looking for them. And then when they appear in the book, you prioritize them and know these are more important than the rest of the material because that's what they want me to know when I'm done. So what are the questions and answers? Now think about this. If you know every word and what it means, every person, what they did, every number, date, statistic, and formula and its significance, how it's used, five main ideas in every section, and every question and answer, you're on your way to mastering that topic super fast. And that's what we did. We took kids 11 to 15. We gave them a 30-chapter book in lifelong developmental psych, and we showed them how to do this super fast. They did it in a week, and 15 out of 18 passed this sophomore college course in 1 week, which is kids. So you can imagine what an adult with more schema and more experience can do. It's very easy to apply, and I take them step by step through the whole process. So they not only find it, but they master it. Can I show you another technique to use with this that will help them?
Of course, yeah.
I like to take notes when I'm reading, if it's possible. It's not always convenient. Sometimes we don't have anything to write with. What I do is I set up a 3-column table in Word. The first column is the facts, what I'm learning. The second column is my insights. Why are these facts significant? Very important. It's also, if I'm interested, did I learn how to make someone get interesting? They just wrote something and said, wow, that was amazing. Why was it amazing? What got your attention? Did they tell a story, a joke? Was it a picture? Whatever they did when you're writing, you can do to make your writing stand out also. You've learned a strategy. That's another level. The third thing I'm looking for in the third column is what will I do with this information? This is very, very important. Your brain isn't going to learn something if it doesn't have a reason to retain it. It's just going to see it for a few minutes and then forget it because what am I going to do with it? If you're right, say a lot of your audience is reading business books, how to sell, how to market, and you write in the third column specifically how you're going to use this marketing strategy to make $1 million or double your income or triple your income. Do you think your brain's going to pay more attention to something that's going to increase your profits 100, 200, 300%, or just another idea that you read out of 1,000 ideas? So in the third column, what will I do with this information? And by the way, this can be done in a live workshop. First column is what you're learning. The second column is insights. And what did the speaker do to get your interest going? Did they tell a story, a joke, a picture? What got your, because you can use that when you speak. And in the third column, how will you use what you just learned? And here's the last part. Take 1 to 2 to 3 of these things you're going to use and use them. Every day, pick 2 or 3 of them and use them. You're going to learn by doing, not just by looking. And so now, as you begin to see the outcome, your business is growing, you're becoming more successful, you're a better speaker, your interactions with people have improved. You're going to remember what you just did because it brought you an immediate and powerful reward. And that's missing in most people's learning. They're looking at words on the page and wanting magic, that I'm going to remember this forever, and they don't. And they walk away disappointed because they put all that time into the book, and a few weeks later, all they remember was a really nice book.
Yeah, that's an incredible tip, and something I think a lot of people struggle with because they think, okay, it's just like all I need to do is learn how to speed read, and that's like the solution. It's like speed reading is great, and like you should know how to do it, but you also need to apply the information that you're learning. Otherwise, you're either going to just store it or most likely just forget it. And without the application of that knowledge, you won't get the results you're actually looking for. So that was a wonderful tip. Thank you for sharing that.